Welcome everyone. This reading today is going to be about patterns you have to leave behind, that you have to get rid of. Patterns are not helping you. So you're able to move on. So you were able to follow your path with the strength, with the power, with the capacity that you have. We're going to talk about patterns that we need to heal, that we need to let go or transform, so we are able to walk faster, to follow a path, to move on. So we're able to get along in our path. Thank you for being here. We're gonna start. So I will put here the piles. We'll have 3 piles today, and I will show you in a minute. Well, you can take this part of the video as an opportunity to choose your pile. I'll be here just organizing, just organizing the the piles, which can give you some seconds, maybe 1 minute, to figure out which pile you have to choose. Funny thing, in the first pile we have the sun, the second pile we have the star, and the third pile we have the moon. So you're welcome. Welcome, pile 1. Those are your first cards. First, we question, what is the pattern? What is the pattern or something that is happening or is in your life that you need to let go of, that you need to heal? And then we have the Lovers. And then I asked, how can you heal this pattern? How can you let go of this pattern or of this behavior or of this something that is happening? And then we have the Devil. And then in the end I asked, what should you be focusing on? What can you focus in? What can you focus instead of what you're doing right now? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Right? And in the back of the deck we have the High Priestess. So pile 1, I don't know if something happened in the area of relationships. Maybe it's about vulnerability. Maybe it's about trying to see yourself in others and losing yourself in that way. Maybe you are someone who tries to see yourself in other people, and that's okay. Sometimes people show us a little bit of them, a little bit of ourselves. Sorry, of course they show us a little bit of them, but sometimes, yes, people are in your life to show something about us, and that's okay. That's really okay and good perspective and a way of dealing, but there's a limit in what we are seeing. I think here maybe we have some people that tend to look at other people, trying to, like, looking for it. It's okay to realize that and to look a little bit, but I think here we have people that have a pattern of looking, digging so much to see themselves in other people, as a way of, what should I learn, or what should I see about myself, and what is this pattern, what is showing me. And also I think maybe you tend to look into past relationships to see not necessarily why it went wrong and what did you do wrong, but to see like, oh, that person was like that to me. Am I doing the same right now? Am I being like that too? In a way of guilting yourself into something that you are not. Like, for example, imagine that you had a really bad relationship, or you had a relationship where someone was really mean to you. Imagine you had someone that I'm gonna randomly say something. Like, imagine someone used to say really shitty things to you in a relationship. And then a new relationship comes in, romantic or not, and you say one little, like one tiny bad thing that is not necessarily so bad. It's maybe people. Okay, let me reformulate that. Imagine you were in a relationship where another person used to tell you how bad you were at something, used to diminish you, used to inferiorize you and tell you a lot of bad things about you that were not even true. And then imagine that you are now in a new relationship and that person asked you an opinion about something. And then you gave that person a constructive criticism, and maybe you were not so gentle, but you were not rude, but in a way it kind of sounds like you were rude. And then I think here, people who are in this reading have the pattern of seeing that movement of yourself as, oh, what if I'm being exactly like that person from the past? You know, like what if I'm treating this new person like that person treated me? I think if you are someone that, if you're really seeing that, like, I think if you are truly seeing that you're doing the same thing, and what I mean by truly is recognizing that you're not in a self-sabotage and a low self-esteem movement. Like, if you're really doing the same thing, okay, heal that. Do therapy, which is really important because you have an outside viewer that has studies and the capacity to help you realize that and work on healthier patterns. Okay, so if you do that, like if you really repeat the same pattern, yes, heal that. Okay, you gotta stop absorbing the self-blaming, self-guilting things. It's like, okay, be responsible for what you did, and now heal that. Get away from this self martyr thing, and treat that and heal that, so you can get away from that, and the person who is with you or the next person who comes along in your life doesn't have to deal with that, and you too, because that's not healthy, not even for you. Okay, but yeah, that's for the people who are really doing that. And for the ones who, if you analyze that and you see that you are not, like the example that I just gave you, like that you're not doing the same, you're just like you're hiding something that you didn't even do, and you're trying to compare yourself with people from the past in a way that is not true. I know maybe you're trying to be fair, maybe you just overanalyze things. Anyway, for the ones who do that, for the ones who don't, the thing is, you gotta let go of this. You're in control of this. If you still repeat the same, if you still repeat behaviors, not repeat but reproduce behaviors from the ones who hurt you before, well, you're in the control to stop that. Yes, you've been hurt, and I am sorry for that. But now, the thing is, when people hurt us, that's awful. It's unfair as fuck. Sorry. It's unfair as duck. And Yes, now they live their lives, and now we gotta deal with that. But that's the thing. That's unfair. And what we have now is we have this pain and we have this behavior that we construct or we are reproducing, and now we are the ones who gotta heal and gotta deal with that pain and with that habit, behavior. It's unfair, but that's what we gotta do. That's our only option. There's no other option. The other option is just more hurt, and we don't want to do that. So you gotta take off. You gotta take this. You gotta take this rope off. You gotta take this thing that is binding you. That is not really binding you. You can let go of that. You can let go of behaviors that are reproduced by fear, by ego, by hurt, and recognize that there are things that comes in our lives and they have to go, such as relationships, such as behaviors, such as patterns. You have, instead of focusing on trying to see if your behaviors are the same or not, if you're reproducing it, you need to focus on, because you already realized that. You already analyzed that. And the ones who are repeating, they already realize that. And the ones who are not, if you take a honest look into the situation, you realize you're not. So both of those groups, that part was already done. The analyzing thing was already done. So now what you got to do is heal from that. Is let that thing go and heal from that. And I think both groups would get well with the idea of therapy. The first one, I already told you why. And the group that are not doing that, it is also important to have the validation that you're not repeating the same thing, that you're not reproducing, that you are not the same person as the person who was with you. Even if you are reproducing, for example, you're not the same person as your ex, as your former relationship that you had. You're not the same person. So healing that, you gotta take this thing off that is binding you, that is your own beliefs, and understand and focus on the mobility of things, on the things comes and goes, things will change. You are able to change. Things are able to change. You're not the same person anymore, and you don't gotta be that other one. And you don't need to be the same person you are now. Things can change. You have this, you can access spirituality in that sense, and spirituality can help you see, can help you transform that. If you need to do works such as cutting cords, cleansing past relationships, and giving you strength or clarity, things, spiritual works and rituals or spells that you feel comfortable of, do it so you help yourself with spirituality. If this is also a relationship that you keep seeing yourself in this other person, that's a third group here, okay? If you're someone who has a relationship, I'm not going to tell you to break up or to continue. You already know what you want, okay? That's not the point of this, what I'm going to say right now. If you have a relationship and you see a lot of yourself in this other person, or you tend to lose yourself in this other person or in this relationship, what spirits are saying here is it's time to let go. Let go means breaking up, not necessarily. If you feel like it, then follow your heart. But let go can also mean just taking breaks from the relationship. Therapy, for example. Having other things beside a relationship, that is being alone, being with other people, doing other things, that you take this codependency pattern, so you're able to run free. You're able to deal better with changes, such as in the relationship or in life, and understand that things have to change. You gotta accept that things has to change, and things have to change, and focus on that. Focus on changing the behaviors. Focus on going from totally codependent to a balance between being there for another person, having a relationship, and having a relationship with yourself and with other people, like family, friends, or whatever it means. It's necessary to don't lose yourself in any relationships, because you're the person who is with yourself, and you gotta be with yourself. So know when to stop. Know when to stop behaviors, patterns, relationships. Know the limits. Know your own boundaries. Know your own limits, and be assertive in that. And do that, because you have control of that. Oh, what if it goes bad because I told I need more time? Well, you did what is best for you. And if the other person couldn't recognize that, maybe you can, yes, have a conversation, try to help them see better. But if they don't, that's on them. And yes, that's gonna hurt. But that hurts less than you not being by your side, and you not acknowledging and defending yourself, and being by yourself with yourself. That hurts more. And if you don't do that, you're gonna keep losing yourself in that relationship, in another relationship, in spaces, situations, whatever we're talking about here. Okay, so do that, and understand that if you want things to go up again, if you want things to follow through, that's your focus now. And things are gonna go up. But you gotta be true to your heart. You gotta be true to yourself. Establish boundaries, establish limits, work on codependency, work on dependency. If it's about the people who are really reproducing, work on taking that away from you. I'm not gonna be the person. And if you're not, and you are comparing yourself to, it's like, I'm not a person. Why am I doing that to myself? Why am I hurting myself like this? Okay, so we have those three groups as a possibility here. I hope you guys get well, get better. It is gonna be okay. Maybe it's gonna hurt in a way, but it's gonna be okay. You just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay? Thank you. Welcome, Pio 2. You chose the rock. And first of all, I just want to say I'm really sorry. I feel like people from this group, when I read that, what came to me was two things. First, rock is something heavy, is something stirred and difficult, and also just came into my mind the idea of rock bottom. So if you are in that situation, I'm really, really sorry. as the first question, which is, what is the pattern or situation that you're focusing on that you gotta let go? It's a relationship. It's the Lovers, which I am reading as a relationship. How you gotta do that? It's the Emperor, and what should you be focused instead? It's the Fool. In the back of the deck, we have the Tower, which for me talks about people here in this group going through maybe a breakup, maybe a fight, a conflict, a situation in a relationship or past relationship. That was kind of confusing. That was kind of, I'm not understanding how what happened. Things finished abruptly, out of nowhere. Things just all of a sudden were big, and then they finished. They just stopped happening. They just broke. Such as the Tower moment. I don't know which one broke up or what actually happened, but that's the situation that comes here. And I think you gotta let go from that relationship. And by let go means, let them go there finally. I mean, yes, let them go. But Queen of Wands, do I close the door for them? That's a really good question. Yeah, choices. There are choices. Maybe if we're talking about someone that was really bad for you and if it was really wrong, like at all, like if it was really bad for you, yes, close the damn door, okay? But otherwise than that, I'm not talking about situations, unhealthy situations, okay? If they're really unhealthy, really bad, close the door. Dot. The end. Okay? Close it. If we're talking about other situations where things just got complicated and blah, 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 I'm not going to tell you to close the door because I think you're going to feel it. But even if you're not going to close the door, you gotta let it go. Oh, so I should let go for it to come back? No, you gotta let go. You gotta let go just for the sake of letting it go. For the sake of letting it finish. Letting it run its course. If it has to come back, it will come back. If it not, it will not come back. And if it's unhealthy, it shouldn't come back. And if it comes, you gotta tell them nothing, just block them. How can you let that go? You can let that go by realizing your power, realizing the power you have, realizing what you construct inside of you in your life, and that can be a majority, that can be a lot of things. That can be inside you emotionally, that can be physically, that can be something in life, like a career. Whatever gives you this feeling of power, utilize that for you to recognize your own potential, to recognize your own power. Not only that, okay, but utilize that as a trigger, as a matchbox. You know, like you just light a match, and now you have fire, and then you grab this candle. Imagine you build a really great career. You're not only your career, okay? But imagine the career is a match. And then you have a candle here. And this candle is your power and you recognizing that. And then you use this thing that you built, this career, this match, just to light that. And now you realize all your potential, the force you have, the power of making decisions, the power of being yourself, of realizing who you are. So you can do that to overcome this. That will help you. And by doing that, what you should really focus on is on your new paths, is on your and all the possibilities that you have ahead of you as the full here. All those paths that you have in front of you, the places you want to go, and by places I mean a lot of things. People, literally places, about you, traveling, studying, career, and starting again. Leaving rock bottom to start again, to start something new, to do things you dream of, to do your wishes, to follow now actually what you think and really wishes in a relationship, for example. I'm not telling you to start a new relationship, but I am telling you is maybe thinking about what you really want in relationships, and now doing rituals, doing journaling of what you really want, how you want it, how you can heal, things that can heal you, things you wish that can be fulfillment for you. If it's like besides relationship, okay? But that is also a good question to write it down so you can process what happened here too, you know? And what you're not going to accept anymore and what you want for the future too. I think that's it, group 2. You were the group most, it was really fast. And group 1 also came with the lovers. If you feel like checking group 1, I think it's okay. I think they can be linked, but only if you felt like doing it too. Okay? That's it. Group 2. That yours were so quick. Yours were like direct to the point, direct to the message, and you can do this, okay? You do have the strength and you do have the power to do this. And your paths are open. They are really open. Let that go. Utilize this power. Utilize your achievements in your position to help you through this, to help you feel like you can do it. You feel the courage to do it. Okay? Thank you, group 2. Hey, group 3. I'm having a little bit of I'm feeling a little bit frustrated. I need to tell you guys, I don't need to tell you guys that. I don't know why I might tell you guys that. Maybe you're feeling frustrated too. The first group and the second group talks about a relationship or something about relationship happening, and I was like, yeah, the cards are repeating, and then the lovers came in the second reading too, like the first one, and here was like, please don't come the lovers. And then it came the will. I'm gonna tell you the cards. The first card was the pattern, the thing that you have to let go, that you have to, to purge from you. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. How you can do this is the Emperor. And what you should be focusing on is the World. And here comes the back of the deck, which is the Lovers. That's why I'm frustrated. Because the Emperor repeated, and then the Lovers in the back of the deck. And now I can see the Empress again. I saw the Empress in the second reading too, but in the deck. And the Moon again. The Moon was in all of that. I don't remember the first one kind of because of High Priestess. So yes, if you feel like checking all of them, check all of them and feel what resonates. And they are different. They are different advices because the situations are not necessarily the same, but I think they can be applied to situations, The first group, you can check. If you feel like it, you check, okay? So maybe you guys felt frustrated. Maybe you guys are feeling frustrated. with life. Not necessarily life, as I hate life or something, but how things in life change. How things are good and then all of a sudden they're bad, or how they're really bad and then all of a sudden they're good, and how life moves and why. Why life goes like that, why life seems like a will without any control or something. Maybe things, maybe maybe things were stable, or not necessarily in a good way or bad way. Maybe stability as in predictability, you know? You were understanding what was happening, things were, you know, were predictable, nothing was happening, and all of a sudden something happened. Maybe you got a message. Maybe you got, maybe you got, yeah, it could be a message, it could be someone coming back, it could be something happen. And here I think it's talking about the predictability of things. If it's about ending, if it's about something happening, it doesn't matter. It's about the predictability. And the thing is, how you can work this out is in group 2. Yes, I'm going to come back to group 2 right now. We talked about the emperor as you realizing your power. And group 2, in group 2, they would, realizing their power, they could move on from things. Here, I think is sometimes life seems unpredictable. And as the emperor, I think we want to control things. We try to control things. It doesn't mean we don't have the power, okay? And the power in general. But we try to control things, and I think the emperor can be quite stubborn because he's in a position of power. He wants to conquer more, and I think he can be a little bit stubborn. So maybe things not going their way kind of upsets and makes us feel frustrated, like the beginning of this reading. So maybe something in your love life happened, I don't know, or your relationships, and that made you feel frustrated. And I mean, that's okay, that's totally valid, you know, I got you. But the thing is, not but as in opposite, okay? What I mean here is, I understand it, and coexisting with that, sometimes life is life, and sometimes things happen. If they have a reason for it, if they don't, that's not the point here, okay? The point here is sometimes life happens, and then I have 2 advices for you. One is, sometimes we're not in control, and that's okay, because we don't gotta be in control all the time. We gotta learn how to not be in control, okay? And the second advice is, that's gonna sound really controversial. If you are someone who is always in control, we have 2 groups here, okay? If you're someone who always wants to be in control, that's for you, okay? Sometimes we exactly, see what just happened here? That would frustrate me, but yeah, that happened. That's just, yeah. Anyway, if you're someone who usually needs to be in control, that's for you. Like, shh, stop it, okay? You gotta breathe really deep, and we gotta learn to not be in control. And if you are someone who usually don't think you are in control and you are really afraid of losing it, that can be for both of you, okay? But anyway, the control you're seeking is inside of you. Sometimes the emperor cannot do much of what's happening in those situations, but he can sit back and analyze and observe and control how they react. And an emperor doesn't conquer just being reckless. I mean, we have, yeah. Some people may think that, but usually there's a strategy behind it, or with and in the emperor. So maybe you cannot control life. Plot twist, you can't, and that's okay. But you can control how you react and how you want things to be next, how you're gonna act next. And you can analyze that, and you can make your strategy. Jesus, you can make your strategies, and maybe that's being hard. That's kind of hard for you. Maybe that's the frustration too. But it's okay, because accepting that you cannot control it and that you can only control yourself, as absurdly that it sounds, that can kind of give you a little bit of sense of peace, because now you can stop blaming yourself, or like you can stop ranting at life and just being like, yeah, I get it. No, I got you. I know how to do now, and doing that, so you let go of this need of predictability. It's okay, which is okay to have sometimes, okay? And what you gotta focus on is the world. It's everything is the world. Don't be so locked up in the fact that things changes, that you don't see the beauty in things changing, the beauty in uncharted territories and things you never explored before. And it's like you're so locked up in the fact that life is changing, things change quick, you don't have control, that you kind of get fixated on that. And the thing is, I mean, imagine something finished. Imagine a relationship finished or something. Since we're talking about that, right? Imagine we're talking about that, a relationship finished, and that sucks. I'm really sorry. But you can't control that. You cannot control that. And here, applying to this, that would be like realizing you don't have control over this, but you have control in how you're going to act now. And what you're not realizing, what you could be focusing on, is how there's a lot of things you can do, and the whole world that is ahead of you. And the whole world is places you can go, paths you can go, new relationships you can have, romantic or not, wishes, things you didn't think of. It's about how, it's not that you're not going to have that in a relationship, like the world happening, but right now you have the world in front of you. But you're kind of too busy staying frustrated of the non-predictability and trying to control things. Instead, you could be exploring things. You could be literally exploring things and exploring senses and things that can happen to you. So you can kind of discover more about you. So you can kind of be more with you. Yeah. So do that, group 3. It's gonna be okay. I know that can be bad, whatever happened that took off this disability, but know that the world is here for you, and you have that opportunity and possibility here, as in future, as in now. So get on board and go with it, okay? Thank you, group 3. Thank you, everyone that were in this reading now. And if you were watching this end, I may not even put this end now, but I was having a hard time right now because I just went through kind of triggering texts right now, and I was feeling really bad. Not before the reading, I was feeling good, and then I didn't start the reading because I had to deal with the text, and then I felt really bad. So doing that, it was a way to reconnect with myself and do what I had to do and what I wanted to do and how I feel good. So in a way, and I'm really tired. I haven't slept, and I don't know, a lot hours because I haven't slept. I'm not sleeping good, and also hard time sleeping. Right now it's 6 a.m. I think. Yeah, it's 6 a.m. in 3 minutes. And so it's kind of hard. So I appreciate and thank you so much for staying till now. I hope the messages were clear, and I hope you can feel good and better after this. Okay? Thank you all so much.